For the mains also it's very important because a lot of things are going on around like dark web, deep fake, right? A digital arrest, lot of things are going on around you. So yes, from that perspective also it's very important, and please keep update of your newspapers because in the digital thing, because 6G is also going to be coming in future. So a lot of discussions are also going on around 6G, and India actually is taking a lot of steps regarding 6G. India already announced that we want to be a part of this 6G race because we lost 5G race. China was there. China was the first country which developed 5G first. And look, why these 4G, 5G, 6G are so important? That is one thing. There must be something bigger behind it, which is going on. If I talk about like little bit story of it, when 4G was there, everybody uses 4G even today also. Na? When we don't have 5G network, so usually we have 4G network. Look here also, I have 5G network, 4G network, see. So sometimes it's 5G, sometimes it's 4G, right? And you must have realized then when there is a 5G, speed is quite decent, right? So what you can do with the 5G, you can basically open a web or 2 or 3 multiple websites. Along with that, you can use YouTube as well. You can video call as well, and you can run some other apps also. And everything is working simultaneously. It's not like that when you open YouTube, your website will be closed. No, it's not like that. Everything is happening simultaneously on a good speed. Earlier it was not like that. Even in 4G it is not like that. If there is a video call, your website browsing will stop. If there is a video call. So you need to cut video call in order to access internet properly. This is how 5G can work. Basically you can actually use multiple apps, multiple networks at the same time with a good speed. But why it is important? Look, when there was 4G which developed in the West, obviously most of the technologies are there, but now China is also catching up very fast. So there was this race going on for 5G. Because faster the connection you have, faster the internet you have, more power you have definitely, because you can run better systems, better supercomputers, better satellites, everything runs better. You can connect more system to it and there is more processing power. You can basically like this AI or this drone technology, everything gets better when there is a better internet connection. China led the race. This is a company in China called Huawei. You must have read the name. It's not in India. It used to be in India, especially in terms of this. I think these days we get refrigerators or microwaves of Huawei, right? But we don't get the phones. So Huawei was the first company which actually on a large scale practical way developed 5G. Japan was working on it, America was working on it, but China led the race. And if you see this China-US trade war, it starts with 5G. When 5G happened, that was the first time in history that in cutting edge technology, instead of Western countries, China led. That was the starting point of this trade war, and West realized that now they must do something. So this trade war actually is the last attempt of these Western countries to stay ahead, at least in terms of technology. But China led this race 5G. Now there is the 6G race going on. Japan already tested 6G. Japan tested it. And what they did in the test, they downloaded whole Netflix just in few seconds. This is so fast, extremely fast. So now you can imagine that internet of a whole country or a whole city can be so fast, it will enable these auto-driving, autonomous cars extremely practical now, because everything is connected. Look, yeah, if there is an autonomous car, if there is a miscalculation of milliseconds, there would be an accident. Like in trade also, stock market and everything. So millisecond also matters. Milliseconds also matters. Now if you have this sort of fast technology, you can have better transportation, better health also in a way. Let's say there is a person who has some heart issues and there is a heart surgery going on, but there is no doctor. There is no doctor. So what can be done? Using this high-speed technology, tests are also in 5G also. So a person or a surgeon who is sitting in Chennai can actually perform robotic surgery on that person in Delhi. Because look, there is also, if there is a millisecond delay, person is gone. It's very sensitive, So it has to be real time. There cannot be a lag of 0.0000 second. If there is a lag, life is at risk. So now what this 6G will enable this robotic surgery in the distant areas also. It would be a huge revolution even in the medical field, especially surgery field. Okay, because we have less doctors, more patients, so yes, it will improve that. Even like safety of the transportation or our aircrafts and everything is going to be extremely fast. We'll talk about the 6G later on, but yes, Japan has already tested it. It's extremely fast. Maybe it will take next 10-15 years when it comes in our mobile phones on a larger scale, but yes, if it is there, we will be alive to experience that, obviously. So everything is going to be extremely fast. All these VR headsets, AR headsets, artificial intelligence, machine learning, even it will also help a quantum computing also, we'll discuss that also. Everything is going to be super fast. I already told you that development of a particular area is directly proportional to the accessibility to internet, affordability and speed. If you develop a map of the most developed and the poorest part of the world, and if you overlap with the internet connection, you will see there is almost 100% overlapping. All the developed areas, they have the best internet. All poor areas, poorest internet connection. There is a clear cut, because these days our 60 to 70% economic activities depend on internet. Yes, if you go to a bank to open account, they will say, sir, server down hai. Server is down, right? No work, your day is also lost. And you can see the amount of money that bank is also losing because of server is lost, internet connection is less, right? So you need to fill a form, you cannot fill the form. So on the, like this Zomato, this whole sort of stuff, UPI payment, everything is running on this, the whole economy is running on this. So yes, if we have good, affordable, fast internet, that is going to change a lot. So that was about it. We'll just discuss about 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G and 6G also later in the class. But yes, a lot of things are going to be there. It's very dynamic part. Please read your newspapers very carefully. In your exams, you will find all these terms. Like there was this term going on, vibe coding. And there was this actually, 2 weeks back, there was this competition in US. And they were inviting people all over America. And they said, what AI can do to solve real life problems. So people were using AI to develop apps or any solution of real life problems. Okay, and there were 5 winners. 4 winners don't have any engineering or software background. Only 1 person has computer knowledge earlier. How it is possible? Because now in order to make a website or app or find solutions, you don't need any background computer knowledge. Because you don't need to code. Without you, if you don't know what is how to do coding, still you can develop an app. That is called vibe coding. You just sit on the system, open Anthropic or Cloud or Chat GPT. You just give instructions. I want this. These are my requirements. These are the problems, and it will make all coding for you. It will develop an app. You test the app. And then you will see, okay, this is the problem, do this. Means you just talk to it, it will develop app for you. No need of any sort of coding knowledge beforehand, nothing. 1 person was a lawyer who made an app, 1 person was a property dealer. So what happens in USA, that is a very real life application of this competition. So what happened in USA, there is a housing crisis going on. So what is the problem? Suppose you want to construct a home. So it's not like India that you can, if it's your land, you can construct anything there. It's not like that. So there has to be some rules you need to follow. So there is a like house map. You provide your, you hire an architecture, they will make a map or everything. You basically submit it to the local authority in your city, municipality or something like that. They will come, they will check everything, and if there is a problem in, look, bureaucracy is also there. If there is a problem in your paper, it will again, you need to make everything again, submit it again, and it takes years and years. Even you have a piece of land, you have money, still if everything is not clear, you cannot construct. It happens. I know this because my brother-in-law, brother of wife, he is in Australia for so many years, and he has only one bathroom in its home, and he's been trying for 10 years, and he's not getting permission to construct a second washroom in the home, and there are 5 people who are there in the home. That is the problem there. So their rules are extremely strict. Now that person in America who actually won this, basically what he did, he connected municipality, architectures, local network, topography, he collected all the data. Now if you want to construct a home, you just feed your map to it, it will take care of all the things, and if there is a problem in the like your document, it will immediately tell you within seconds. So the work which was earlier taking years and years, now it can be done within 5 or 10 minutes. That is what AI can do for you. So these are the real life problems, and you need to find a real life solution regarding technology. There are a lot of things are going on. AI is losing people's job and everything, but yes, there is a lot of good thing which is going on regarding this. That is vibe coding, and everybody can code now. And if you see this Facebook and all these companies, they are firing thousands and thousands of their coders, because they, even Facebook clearly said that by 2030 their 90% coding is going to be done by machine or AI. So there are no coders now. Earlier, few years back, coding was considered one of the the most best profession, but people have lost their job. Few years back, data scientist was considered the best job in the market. Data scientist, everybody was running like, I want to be a data scientist. Now no data scientists are needed because AI does all the calculations. So new things are coming up, old things are going on, but so you also need to update yourself. We have a topic, electoral reforms. Yes, you have a topic, electoral reforms. How technology can help in electoral reforms. So if you have electoral reforms as a topic, don't only think from the perspective of polity. Think also from the perspective of technology. How you can use technology to improve the process of outcome, participation of people, and even like calculation of the votes and everything, how you can use technology. That is there. So you need to think from that perspective also. Na? We have introduced this machine. Yes, machine. Earlier there used to be paper counting, now we have machine. Now there was VVPAT was introduced. Now there is something more is also happening regarding VVPAT also. So how you can improve that? So you need to think some solution. Sometime even paper they can ask you, this is the problem and tell me 5 innovative solutions. Innovative solutions rather than conventional solutions. You need to think that how you personally can use technology for that. Maybe you have not read anything, but you need to give some innovative solutions. This is what will give you extra mark if you do some innovation there on the paper. As an administrator, you will be becoming like SDM or DM later on. If you know what is technology going on around you, you can find better solution, faster solutions to people. Yes, yesterday I went to, it was not a beach properly, it was just a coastal area where fishermen are there. Beach is little bit something else, right, where you can go and chill and enjoy. Families also come in the evening, that's a proper beach. So I did not go there, I just went straight there, and I just headed towards the coast and I landed there somehow. And boats were there everywhere. Obviously it's very smelly because fishes and everything is going on, but there were other mixture of other smells also. People were just pooping on the sand there itself. 10 people are sitting in a single line and everybody is pooping, lot of light is there, no problem, everybody was chill. So this is how basically they do this. It's not that much possible maybe to construct washroom there, and in India what is happening in the washroom. See, if there is a washroom, you go there and you see what is happening in the washroom. It's extremely bad. We construct things, we spend money, but we don't spend money on maintenance. That is what is problem with us. We construct hospitals, no maintenance, bridges, no maintenance, these washrooms, sulabh shauchalayas, no maintenance. That is what was there. So yes, I had lot of vibe from there. Then I came back from there. Yes, I was almost lost also. Then one person told me, please go from here. So yes, it was nice in a way. It's a different experience. And you cannot always expect that you will have the best experience. It was obviously not best, not the worst, because I've been worse things than this also in my life. But yes, this is how things are working. It's a poor country, yaar. It's a poor country. So you can't expect things. Even the per capita income of Bangladesh is more than India's per capita income at least in 2026. So that thing is there. Okay, so let's start. Initial part of the class is going to be little bit technical. You won't find that in notes in such details, and not in any books also, because they generally focus more on the general part of it. But we need to know what is technology working behind it. That is only for the initial part of it, is only exclusive for the class. You will not find in the notes. Even you find in notes, you will not get what is written there. Okay, technology पे बात करेंगे. So we'll talk about technology. ICT, Information and Communication Technology. What is the definition of ICT as per UNESCO? You can mug up it and you can write exactly in your examination. Definition of ICT, Information and Communication Technology. Information and Communication Technology. Okay, write down the definition. Very simple, one line definition. A diverse set of technology. Write down. A diverse set of technology. I'll not write here on the board. Diverse set of technological tools, a diverse set of technological tools and resources to transmit, store, create, share or exchange information. Read it 2 or 3 times, then you will know what is behind the words. A diverse set of technological tools and resources used to transmit, store, create, share or exchange information. Exchange information. Read it 2 or 3 times, you will get what is actually written there. Communication and information. It's made up of communication and information. Look, communication jo hai, it is always 2 ways, right? Always 2 ways. Information, communication, only then communication can happen. If I am only speaking and you are not speaking at all, it's not communication. Okay, I am just giving you information. Okay, I am transmitting information and you are just receiving information. So information is always one way. I was expecting communication, but you don't read newspapers. So there is no communication, it is only information. And this part actually, I don't like the information part. But you guys are not reading newspaper. In future, if I come here and you are the same students and if you are not communicating, I will throw you out of the class. Okay? So please get ready for that. There has to be communication and it comes only when you have some information regarding that. Okay? I know you have some information like deep fake. Everybody knows about deep fake, right? There is a video of, let's say, Modi ji, and Modi ji is saying in that video that I will kill Mamta Didi. I will kill Mamta Didi. It's you cannot differentiate it's real or fake. It is so real, right? There was a video of Obama. He said something. Video of all the like major leaders. Extremely real, and people like even we can't say it's fake or real, and let alone about the people who are illiterate and they are basically masters in WhatsApp universities. They just see it, they think it's correct because their friends send it and they spread it. This is how misinformation and fake news is being spread, deep fake. This is still, let's say, acceptable. But what about a technology of deep fake when a girl is harassed using deep fake technology? Like if you put your photo on social media, okay, and if somebody wants to harm you, they can use the technology of deep fake. They can just replace your face with something else, or they can replace face of your face to somebody else, and they can create any sort of videos. That's a deep fake. They can, like if I'm standing here and on a chair, they can replace my face with someone else. Maybe I am in distress. There would be a video call to my parents. They will say, sir, your son is under arrest. Pay us that much of money. Anything can be there on the internet these days. So we need to be very private. We should avoid as much as possible to share our data. Look, these days we don't understand what can be implication. Once this happens, then we think, oh, I made a mistake. Right? Social media cannot overcome your personal relations. That is the thing. Social media means you be with the people, social with the people whom you actually know little bit, rather than you be a social with a person sitting in Pakistan or maybe somewhere else, even you don't know the location. So there is a lot of gray areas going on right now. We should protect our privacy, especially women and underage kids also, because they can be influenced very, very fast. So these things are going on. You need to understand what is the problem, what can be done there, what is the solution and everything. And government, because this is a gray area, all these deep fake companies and all these companies, they just run anonymously. You cannot, their servers are not in India or anywhere, they are doing their own work. Anyways, the communication is two ways, information is only one way. So basically, it is data trafficking system. I'll explain everything. And you know, India is a large country. India is the second largest population of people using telecommunication, means mobile phones and internet users, especially when after the advent of the smartphones. Earlier phones were only for the voice purpose, right? You call, that's it. But then there are smartphones. Now you can do voice and you can use internet as well. Earlier internet was not available on phones. You need to go to internet cafes for that. You must have seen that. These days internet cafe business is totally gone. There are no internet cafes. There is no STD. There used to be a STD everywhere. So yes, there are no internet cafes now, because smartphones merged both. Smartphones actually merged voice and internet both. Now if you want, I want to send information from my phone to anywhere, or any sort of information you want to send from one point to another point, that is done through transmission. Now, information must be transmitted from somewhere to anywhere, another place, transmission. Now like this wire is there, this wire is there. And if, like we have router also there, from that router you will see a wire. Yes, in your homes also there might be a router or modem, must have seen that. So there is a wire. You are using Wi-Fi, there is no wire in your mobile phone or laptop, but the router, the modem, it has wire. So this wire must be going somewhere. Yes, it cannot go directly from here to Madras. So all these wires in your locality or in your city, they might be going somewhere else, which is a central unit. From that central unit, a major optical fiber network is going somewhere else where all the servers are stored. Okay, from there you are getting connection. Let's say you are opening YouTube now on your phone. There is going to be signal to the router or router that this person actually searching YouTube. From that router, from that cable, which is optical fiber cable, extremely fast, it runs on the light of speed of light. That it goes to the local server first, then it will go to the central server first. And because YouTube, Facebook, Google, all of them have their servers in India, so they will go to that central server, which might be in Chennai or might be in Delhi or might be in Mumbai. It will go there, and that whole server will know, okay, this person entered YouTube. They will know it according to the IP of yours, and they will send back the data to you. It happens in so microseconds, you don't feel any delay. But this is what is happening behind the scene. So there is this transmission. So transmission must be there, and transmission can be of two types. In our childhood, I don't know you played that game or not, but we used to have matchsticks, and we used to have a little thread in the matchstick. And there used to be another matchstick like 50 feet or 100 feet. So there used to be, okay, you used to speak like this, right? And that person used to listen to it like this. So that was a transmission as well. It's a transmission. Rather than speaking, obviously that person cannot hear what I am speaking, but there was some noise. And you must have heard about the like Morse code or something. So if you develop a code, like if you tap your matchstick like 1, 2, 3 times, so there can be a decoding. That person already knows if there is a 3 tapping, it means let's go to the school. And if there is like 4 tapping, okay, let's go to market. Or if there can be a pattern of tapping, tick, 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 tick. It can be like Morse code, na? Earlier spies used to use that. You must have seen the movies. They used to decode the, that sort of thing can happen. And all these technologies that you see, it happened just like that only. Somebody must have thought about it, na? Like it can happen that way. I code, decode and everything. So transmission can be through wire and we call it guided media, which is basically nothing but transmission through wire. And we can have unguided media, which is basically wireless. So guided media is like wire and unguided media is wireless. And here we use copper wire and we use fiber optics. And in unguided or the wireless, we already know we use electromagnetic waves or signals. We use microwaves and we use radio waves. We can also use lasers. Look, microwave and radio waves are no different. Microwave is a subset of radio waves. Just for the sake of easiness, we write it separately when we draw that spectrum. Otherwise, microwaves are radio waves with little bit of higher frequencies. That's it. We know frequency of microwave is more. Radio wave has the least frequency. We already know this, a high wavelength. So generally, if there is in exam, if they write in our Wi-Fi, okay, Wi-Fi in homes, we use microwaves. But if in exam they say radio waves, that is also correct. Okay, that is also correct. Some books say radio wave, some say microwave. Both are totally correct. Okay, so let's go for the first one, guided media, copper wire. A little bit technical things are going to be there in class. I hope you understand it. Copper wire, and you must have seen copper wires in your life. It's like coaxial copper wire. Okay, like these, right? Like these. You must have seen them. Yes, coaxial copper wires. These are called coaxial copper wires, like this. In your dish, TV or somewhere you must have seen this coaxial copper wire. And sometimes they can be cut and you can have another connection, right? It happens that way. These days also we use them, but now it has been taken care of through the use of fiber optics, because that is much better. So copper wires, they are coaxial cables, or you simply can call them copper wires or coaxial copper wires. So yes, in which we have this core wire, and this is the place from where actual information is being transmitted, and then it is surrounded by insulating material, and it is used for distant transmission, and it is now replaced largely by optical fiber cables. They have high bandwidth, good signal, good noise immunity. So if you see their applications where they are used, generally in telephones, wire telephones that we used to have, but unfortunately it is also replaced by, replaced by optical fiber cables. I will write OFC, television cables. Generally these copper wires were basically used for the analog signals. You know what is the meaning of analog signals? You must have seen speedometer in your bikes. Like in the Royal Enfield, it's usually analog speedometer, but if you see the new bikes which are coming, it's digital. That is a very simple explanation of it. But yes, what is the meaning of analog signal? And earlier we used to have analog signal for everything. Now everything is digitized in terms of numbers that you see. Everything is there. But earlier it was not like that. Analog signals are usually direct signals. We don't change them like that. They are natural and they are continuous signals. So they don't change basically in between. They are continuous. It's like you are listening to radio, AM or FM. It's a continuous signal. That sort of natural and continuous signal is analog. It goes something like this. That is analog signal. And you know what is happening in digital? We convert that into 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, because this is how our digital world actually works on binary, right? 0, 1. So there it is 0, 1, 0, 1. Here this is like this continuous signal which is coming there. So, but problem with this analog signal is that it gets distorted. It gets distorted with distance. Okay, that is the problem. And analog information is very hard to store. It's like if you see like an example, I don't know, you have you seen the cassettes in old tape records and everything? These days it is, again people are developing this interest of collecting all the records and everything, and maybe in future it will be People are trying to preserve their history. It will be our history, right? So old cassettes is like that, old cassettes. Because there the songs and everything was stored in analog form. It used to run continuously like this. There was a sensor on it, and one side is gone, then you reverse it on another side. Two side songs used to be there. And then there were CDs, then there were DVDs. That is also analog, but now we have Spotify, which is digital. Spotify is basically digital, and your old cassettes are basically like this. My cousin used to have like so many of cassettes, so many of cassettes. When DVD and CD was there were like 4 or 5 sacks, big sacks like this, and he sold all of them almost free of cost. It was 10 rupees per kg, and these if you find like them today, it would be like lakhs of rupees. It happens. I have 1,000 rupees note and 500 rupees note. Now I will sell it on 50th birthday of my child. It would be crores of rupees. Yes, it was in a book. Later on I found it. I cried, but then I thought there is no point now. Demonetization was there. 500 rupees note. So yes, old cassettes, you just remember this is analog thing, okay. It's like, pixel. When you zoom a picture, there are pixels. If you zoom it properly, you will see, you will not even recognize it was a picture. It's all pixels. Small boxes like this. Small boxes like this. Right? Little bit change in the color, and you when zoom out, it's a clear picture. That is pixel. So digital technology works in pixels. It doesn't work in analog signals anymore. So let's say if you draw a single line on paper with pencil, it goes like this. But if you draw that with 0 and 1 in pixels, it is digital. That is the only difference. There is an artist, I don't know which country he is from. He is extremely popular artist and one of the most expensive artists today. And he draws picture, large size picture, large size pictures. And what he does, he take 1 pixel at a time. He doesn't draw the picture. He takes the pixels and he makes boxes there, and in each and every box he will paint the colors of that pixel itself only, and at the end of the day it will be a whole picture. So there is a very famous artist, I think it's from Finland or Spain, I don't know, but he draws the picture just like this, and that is basically digital. So that is the whole difference between analog and digital basically. Anyways, now let's go for the optical fiber. We also have this little game, like we need to complete a picture, and there are small boxes like a puzzle, you just arrange all of them, then at the end of that it's a picture. In mobiles also there are these sort of games. So then we have optical fiber. Look, have you ever heard about total internal reflection? It was in your schools also. We usually think, we think now, it is think that lights always goes in the straight line, and it does not bend. It bends in the space on a larger scale, there is Einstein ring or everything, but generally it does not bend. If I have a battery from here and I throw it on you, it will in a straight line, simple straight line. But in optical fibers, we can actually bend the light, actually bend the light. And sometimes you go in festivals or in your market, you must have seen these optical fiber sort of stuff. The small hair-like wires are there, and they just emit light, and people bring them in homes and like this, on study table or somewhere you put them. These are optical fibers actually, like this. These are optical fibers. People put them on homes or restaurants or somewhere. It looks like a fountain, but there is a light sort of stuff. That is optical fiber actually. Technology is used there. Through optical fibers, we can actually bend or make light flow in any direction, wherever we want. that works on total internal reflection. In your schools also, in diamond, you know, total internal reflection is there. Why diamonds are shining so much? Because when light enters in diamond, there is internal reflection, total internal reflection inside, and then it comes out, and that is why it shines. It's like optical fiber. So we are using that sort of technology. So basically what happens, if let's say there is this glass surface, and if light enters in this from a certain angle, then it will be reflected like this with certain angle. Again it will be reflected like this with certain angle. Look, it doesn't happen every angle. There is a critical angle. It happens only then it will come out like this. So this is how basically what you are doing. You are bending the path of the light just by this internal reflection, which is called total internal reflection. This is the principle behind these optical fiber cables. And you know, light can transmit information. Okay, light has all the spectrum. Light has radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiations. Light have all the spectrums. So you use those spectrums with the help of light and you transmit the data. And light also has photons, because light is a particle also, it's a wave also. So use that property as well, and with the help of light you can transmit data. These days we have this concept called Li-Fi. We have Wi-Fi, there is a Li-Fi also, light fidelity, where you just have a LED at your home and that LED will transmit the internet. That is Li-Fi. And in UPSC there are already questions from this section, Li-Fi. We'll cover Li-Fi later on, but there are questions from the actually 2 questions from the Li-Fi wala chapter topic. It was a simple topic. But yes, this is optical fiber cable, and if you see optical fiber cable, you will see these sort of rings. Recently there was this scam in Bihar where there was a optical fiber cable extremely long, and when they sold it, they checked it, it was optical fiber cable. So if this is the optical fiber cable, let's say that long, what happened? Only this part was optical fiber cable. It's like you are putting a real 2000 rupees note on the top of it, rest is just paper. They sold it in few lakh rupees. Later on, when the person checked, he thought in between there was nothing, only paper was filled there, optical fiber was there and there only. It was a scam. People are very smart these days. You can't trust anybody. So yes, optical fiber cable, here you will find a core. This is the core where light actually travels. Light travels from the core, and the second layer is called cladding. It is called cladding. It keeps light inside. It helps basically light to remain inside. And then we have coating. Outer layer is coating, or it is also called buffer. This is for the purpose of protection. It's protection and it's insulation, that is there. So data is going to transmit through core. So data is basically will transfer with the speed of light. Obviously it is speed of light along hair like thin fibers of glass. So what we actually do, look, because it is light, so and if I am speaking or if I am generating any information, I need to convert into first in digital, because this information that I am speaking cannot be transferred to light directly. First I need to convert this, like this is analog, I need to convert this first in electrical signals. Yes, digital signals, then in the light signals. Only then it will travel through the wire. So I need to have a converter. Like say if I have this cable here, if let's say we have a cable, so what happens? Here we have a converter. This is the core, light will travel from there. So here we have a converter. What this converter is going to do, it will basically convert electrical signals into waves of light. This is the job of this converter, and then on the other end also, this is the source, and then on the other end also we have another or second converter. It will receive the light signal to electrical signal, and it also works as an amplifier. So what is the meaning amplifier? You basically enhance the magnitude or amplitude of your waves. So if waves are like this, you amplify the signal. Have you ever used some video editing app on your phones? है ना? So there is like a video if you want to, and there is a wave, है ना? Sound wave in the audio track, and if you increase the volume, that amplitude would be increased, है ना? It's just amplifier, nothing else. And in our sound systems also, there is amplifier in our cars and everything. These days even people call speakers as amplifiers. And give me an amplifier. It's a speaker. Amplifier is either inside it or another instrument to it. It will amplify the signals. So when you do this, so basically you are amplifying the signals. है ना? Amplify the signals. So there is amplifier also, because it loses its strength over distance. Light loses its strength over distance. Amplifier. And so basically in order to convert light into electrical, we need to have photoelectric diodes. Photoelectric diode is nothing but a semiconductor. Just name is different. These are some semiconductors. They can use this light and they can convert that into electrical signals. So this is converter. Converter is basically photoelectric diode. Diode is semiconductor, and it will receive the light signal and convert into that electrical signal. There might be or there must be some benefits of optical fibers over copper wires. That is why we are doing it now. So yes, we have optical fibers or optical fiber cables. They generally use digital signals along with light signal. Some of them actually can use analog also if there is a question in exam. Okay, लिख देता हूँ analog as well, but we don't prefer analog here. Generally this is digital. They are not affected by electromagnetic waves. So that is why there is no distortion. Earlier what used to happen in villages and everywhere, so there used to be like this city cable. These days we don't have city cables as such, we have just a dish and we do that. Earlier there used to be city cable. City cable used to be copper wires, coaxial wires, not the fiber ones. And people used to have connection in between. Like your neighbor, है ना? So they used to cut it, tap it, and they used to have a connection. And then there was distorted connection at your homes. And you would be like, why picture quality is so poor? है ना? Sometimes it used to catch another channel, or there was a lot of distortion, sound quality was very poor, and then you call that guy, please check it, and he used to go on the roofs and he used to check if there is a connection or not. So it could happen in copper wire. It cannot happen here because it is light, na? It is light which is transmitting signal, not the wire. There it was wire. So that is why there is no, it cannot be affected by electromagnetic waves and it cannot be tapped. So if it is cut, signal is gone. Nobody can misuse it basically. It cannot be tapped. But problem with this is that it also supports 5G. Problem is that only with this fiber cable is that they are very expensive and fragile also. Fragile because they have glass, है ना? They have glass. So if there is lot of twisting, it is damaged in that way. They are fragile as well. And they can be used in any other applications also, like endoscopy or everything, they can be used. I don't know, you must have read about it, but more than 90% internet in the world is actually through optical fiber cables. World is connected through optical fiber cables. So at the bottom of oceans, we have this type of optical fiber cables. They are at the bottom of the ocean, all over the world, and internet actually flows through them. It flows through them. See, these are the cables. So from Britain to USA, India to Middle East, Africa, everywhere at the bottom of the oceans, there are millions and millions and millions of such cables. And you are actually transmitting internet through them. Yes, there is a vulnerability even sometimes back when initial phase of the Ukraine-Russia war, many these cables were actually cut in the North Sea. North Sea, nobody knows who did that, but Ukraine was basically blaming Russia. Russia was saying, I didn't do that. Germany was also blaming Russia because this is there. Even in Red Sea also, you see, lot of optical fiber cables are there. and even this time also with the Iran war, lots of optical fiber cables were cut, because when Iran was putting its mines there, and lot of cables were cut. So yes, world is very vulnerable in that way, and there are many instances actually in history also when the whole internet of a country was gone. Recently it was in Spain, even sometimes back Pakistan also, because in Pakistan there are only 2 sites where this network comes. It's close to Karachi, both sites are close to Karachi. So if you cut those cables, the whole internet is totally gone. 5 to 7% or let's say 10% is coming only through satellites. Otherwise it's optical cable only, and in India it is majorly Mumbai. From the West Asia and from the Southeast Asia, little bit on the Kerala Valley side and little bit on the Madras, Chennai wala side. Optical fiber cables are there, and Tata company that is with India, it is like one of the largest company in the world which makes optical fiber cables, and it even lay down them. Even India also, you must have heard about BharatNet initiative of Government of India, where they want to have optical fiber network in every village of India. BharatNet program initiative, it's a part of your current affair also. BharatNet project to connect every village with optical fiber. In my village, at my home, we have this optical fiber network. Around 15 years back, when I wanted to have internet connection, it came directly from exchange, BSNL exchange. So there used to be a landline phone at home somewhere from the exchange, then it was coming from at home, and they used to give you a mobile phone also, landline phone also. Only then you could access internet. So we'll cover that also. Dial-up, you must have heard about dial-up internet connection. So wire is coming, mobile phone is also coming there, landline, and you, in order to access internet, you need to dial a phone number. And internet connection is there only during the process of the call. You could access internet only through that. But now you don't need. Also, these are old technologies. We'll cover that also. But yes, now we have this optical fiber, and if you see most of the villages in India, you have optical fiber connection now. You can get decent connection. Earlier, what used to happen during the time of like agriculture harvesting or something, all these cables used to be cut. Now they have a tower, you don't need to go anywhere. They will take a wire from your home to the main tower in your village. From there it is connected to local ISP, internet service providers, and from their main network. So things are getting very smoother these days. Let's hope for the better. So what happens in our homes, how we get the connection? So there is this instrument. If you see there is Wi-Fi at your home, and there must be a pillar or some arrangement close to in your colony. So wire from every home in your colony, it goes there first. Yes, that is called TP. From that TP, a fiber cable is going to be coming at your home. And remember, this is light signal, right? Light waves, light signal, light waves. At your home, there is going to be ONT device. So if you see, along with your router, there is a kind of little bit small machine or something like, it's like small box like this. From here, a wire is going to come to your router. It is called ONT, optical network transmitter. So yes, it is ONT. What this ONT will do, it will convert this light waves in electrical signals. Okay, it is at your home only before the router. Then we have router. Today go check and see, there is going to be this ONT. It's a small white color, usually a small box, and from that box there is going to be a wire in your router. And you know from router what happens? We can directly take a cable connection in your laptop directly, or it will emit the Wi-Fi signal. Wi-Fi is just a wave. It is not internet. We get internet through these waves. sometimes if you have not paid your bill, Wi-Fi will be connected, but there is no internet. Yes, so Wi-Fi is not internet. It is a tool to provide you internet. Okay, so yes, there is going to be router, and if you see, sometimes there are 2 towers, antennas in router, and if you ask them, sir, range is not coming, he will say, sir, have another router which has 4 antennas. है ना? So actually they increase the area, coverage area. So that is your router. From your router, you can actually go for Wi-Fi. We will cover Wi-Fi separately also. Wi-Fi. So through Wi-Fi, radio waves or microwaves, to be more precise, we get internet in all devices. So there can be multiple devices connected. है ना? But if you want to use cable, from your router there can be a cable. That cable will enter directly into this device on your laptop also. है ना? In your laptops there is Ethernet connection there, small one, this one. So directly put that in your laptops and your desktops. That is Ethernet cable. It is directly coming from router. So yes, there can be this Ethernet or Ethernet. Sometimes it is called Ethernet or Ethernet cable, and it is used for LAN, local area network. It is connected to local area network where all your colony or thing, they have their own LAN. You must have heard there is LAN, WAN, PAN. PAN is also there. Personal area network, which is generally your Bluetooth. That is personal to you. We will cover that also. So LAN is there. Local area network. So that is this. Please remember this because there was a question in exam. Microwaves. Microwave is a subset of radio waves. It is a subset of radio waves. Microwaves are also used in radar system. We have already covered this. Radar, Wi-Fi and satellite communication. Why we prefer microwave over radio waves? Because they are more directional. We talked about it. It's like torch. Normal radio is like this tube. So they will spread signal everywhere. Microwave is more directional, and it can also cross through dust, fog. So we get better signal. Look, more frequency means powerful signal. Like gamma, X radiations, UV, we have done that. So microwave with higher frequency, it has capacity to carry more signal, and it is more powerful also. Problem with this microwave is that because it is powerful, it interacts with everything, almost everything, and because it interacts with everything, it gets more absorbed. So if I am sending microwave signal from here to out of the wall, it will interact with the wall, and behind that wall you will get less signals. But radio waves, on the lighter frequency, more micro wavelength, they don't interact much, and you don't lose the signal. That is why we always, for the interplanetary communication and everything, we use high wavelength radiations, because they can travel farther and farther without losing any connection, because they actually don't interact with anything. But yeah, that is benefit of microwave is that it can carry more signal, but it has its own drawback as well. And the wavelength or the bandwidth that we use is from 2.4 gigahertz to 5 gigahertz. If you see the band of radio waves, if you see the whole band of radio waves, it goes from 3 kilohertz to 3000 gigahertz. This is the band of all radio waves. 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. That is the frequency of all your radio signals. So if you see, these are the cosmic rays, then gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet radiations, we have already done this. Then we have visible light, VIBGYOR, then we have infrared light, which is generally basically heat. Then we have these microwaves, which are used for like radar and all these purpose. So we have 2.4 gigahertz to 5 gigahertz. That is the range of microwave that we usually use in our Wi-Fi's and all. Then there is these are the radio signals. Obviously, wavelength is going to be more, It can also be used for different purposes, but because they are low frequency radio waves, they like AM radio signal that we, radio, AM, FM, so that is also used there. That is also used there. So this is something that you need to know little bit about it. Before that also we have, we also come that bandwidth, millimeter bandwidth. This is little bit much stronger than microwave. Ahead of infrared, part of radio waves only, but we call them We call them little bit more on a stronger side. So you need to remember this. Sorry, because there was a question in exam from this part. So there would be question, and it from the look of it, they would look like it's extremely difficult question, because nobody memorized this, but you have covered them properly, then it's totally okay. Okay. In TV remote, what we use, look, application part is always important. Look, have you ever seen, like when you press the button of a TV remote, there is this light which blinks, and there is a light blink in the TV also. So there might be some light signaling happening, that is actually in the old remotes, and you always need to direct your remote towards the TV. It has to be in line with each other, because it used to basically send a signal through light, which is our infrared. But these days the new remotes are coming, you can actually direct them anywhere in your room, still they will work. They are based on MW, microwaves. Earlier there used to be infrared based, light based. Okay, so you can write old, which is generally light waves or infrared. So internet connection through wire. We will cover wireless also, but through wire. I was talking about dial-up connection. In the older versions, now we use this DSL. I will explain how it works, technology behind it. Digital subscriber line, DSL, and then we have ADSL, asymmetrical DSL. So I already told you how dial-up used to work. So basically, let's say if you have a computer there, then you need to basically send signal. You used to actually dial up. Dial up means there used to be a phone. So you dial the phone and then you send signal to modem. Modem will receive the data from you and it will amplify it as analog signal. Then it will go in exchange. In exchange also we have another modem. It will again decode it and convert into digital signal. So there are two modems, na? There are two modems. One modem is used for the modulation and it is used for the demodulation. So basically the signal that you are sending, it has to be little bit amplified and it needs to be changed from digital to analog and analog to digital. That is what actually modem does. That is the job of the module. And if you see, the full form of model is also modulation, demodulation. Modulator, demodulator. It will modulate it first, then demodulate it again to receive the data. So MO means modulation, DEM means demodulation. Okay. This used to happen in the dial-up. Problem with dial-up is, as long as you are on call, only then you will receive the, because from exchange, from like in your laptop you open like google.com, okay, google.com, that is the domain name. Now through this modem, this signal will send to your internet service provider that this person has actually written the google.com. It will go to model. It happens in split second because speed of light is there. It will go to your exchange. Your exchange has a server that is connected to these bigger servers. They will send a signal that this person has basically dialed up this google.com. They will send the signal immediately. These days it seems to be extremely real time, but at that point of time you see it used to be maybe 5 minutes. You just click it and you just watch it like this, because I have gone through this, and you just watch for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and this website would be like, first it used to be this part of the screen, then this, then this, then this, then this, then whole screen was there. It was extremely painful, very slow. But that is how things start, right? We start very hard, later on we improve on things. That improvement came in digital subscriber line. These days nobody uses dial-up, but this is how this dial-up used to work. So connection was through dialing, and your phone has to be busy all the time, because in this case internet and call use same frequency. So either you call or you use internet, both works cannot be done. So modem is modulation, demodulation, modulator, demodulator, modulator plus demodulator. So basically, if this is your modem, if this is your system, your laptop or system, it will send digital signal, right? 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0, 1. This modem will convert into that into analog, and it will go to cloud or server. This is the job of the modem. It will modulate and demodulate, analog to digital, digital to analog. But the problem with the dial-up was this: there was only one line that you use for internet and voice. Then we got smarter and we started using this DSL, digital subscriber line. So here what we did, we used two systems, one for calling, another for internet. Yes, digital subscriber line mein what we did, we actually split voice and internet both. Earlier we used to have only one line. Here we actually have two channels. The one channel is for like coming from the telephone exchange, and another for, like we call it, communicator for internet. So now there are two lines, one for internet, one coming from the exchange. Then we merge them together, and we call it splitter. It will go to another splitter, signal from here will go to another splitter, and it will be then diverted, one for calling and another for, so there would be a modem, because for calling you don't need any modem, you need modem only for internet, and then this modem will basically connection to your laptop or your desktop or your system, anything. So this is DSL. So here we had splitters. So while calling you can also enjoy internet, both can happen at the same time. ADSL is nothing but the advanced version of it, little bit more powerful signal. Otherwise this is like more clarity in voice or internet. So this is same, technology is same. So there is no point of covering it separately. And please, internet connection through wire. This is only through wire. Here you cannot connect, it does not have Wi-Fi service. Okay, it has to be through wire.